Welcome everyone to India's largest learning platform, Unacademy, and a special welcome to UPSC CSE optional channel. You can subscribe to Unacademy and become a part of Unacademy family. There are many benefits of Unacademy subscription. In fact, it is a complete package. You can attend daily live classes. Classes are highly engaging. You can ask your doubt. Answer polls are conducted through which you can see your performance ranking. Also, to meet the demand of your practice, live tests and quizzes are conducted through which you can evaluate your performance. Unacademy's courses are structured, properly planned. You get unlimited access to the platform through which you can see live and recorded courses as well. For this, you have to download Unacademy's learning app and then subscribe to the platform. After subscription, you can attend classes of top educators like Mrunal Patel sir, Roman Saini sir, and other 100 plus top educators. Syllabus is comprehensively covered in Unacademy, be it prelims, mains, and interview. So every stage of examination is covered properly, holistically, and comprehensively. The demand of examination is made by Unacademy holistically. For UPSC CSE subscription, there are multiple packages available as per your need. If you want to do crash course, you can take shorter duration courses like 1 month, 3 month, 6 months as well. Now if you want to cover the syllabus completely holistically, so you can go for 1 year and 2 year subscription. These two subscription are most advisable subscription. For 1 year subscription, fee is 44,000 rupees, which is highly affordable. But if you feel like you want to get a discount, use code AJ01, get 10% off. You have to pay 39600. Similarly, for 2 year, use AJ01, get 10% off. You just have to pay 57600. There is also a one-to-one mentorship package of Unacademy where you get to prepare under the guidance of a mentor coach. He will be your personal coach. You can evaluate your question answer through your mentor. Your study plan is also prepared. Personalized feedback is given to you. Now, iconic subscription of 1 year is available in 64,000 rupees, but use code AJ01, get again 10% off. You will have to pay 57600. Similarly, for 2 year, you have to pay 89100 provided you use code AJ01. One important notification: by 24th October 2020, the subscription fees of Unacademy, there is a hike in subscription fees. So if you are planning to subscribe now, subscribe today, or as early as possible, at least before 24th of October, so that you have to pay lesser fees. Otherwise you will end up paying more fee. My name is Ashpal Janwa, qualified for UPSC mains examination 2 times, RS examination 3 times, 3 to 5 years of teaching experience. Now we are in GS answer writing module. In this module, we are discussing master strategy of answer writing. We have discussed master strategy of GS paper 1 is already been discussed by us. Now we will discuss the strategy of GS paper 2, similarly GS paper 3 and GS paper 4. Now let us quickly scan through what we are going to study in this class. We will have an overview of examination. We will see toppers marks. We will understand the demand of examination of GS paper 2. So we will through syllabus and previous year question paper, last 10 years paper. We will also see which book you should refer to prepare paper 2, and at the end answer writing tips for each individual section. So I have divided paper into various sections, and then we will discuss answer writing tips of each particular section. So basically we have got 7 paper in mains examination. First paper is essay. Next 4 paper are GS papers, GS 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 optionals. Here we are discussing about GS paper 2 strategy of GS paper 2. GS paper 2 is similar to GS paper 1, 250 marks. Now the paper is about governance, constitution, polity, social justice and international relations. So basically it is polity, governance and international relation paper. Now let us see marks of topper of GS paper 2 of last few years. So I have taken last 6 years toppers marks. 2018 Kanish Kataria 117 marks, very good marks. 2017 Anudeep Durishetty 123 marks, again very good score in GS paper 2. 2016 Nandini KR 103. 2015 Tina Rabi 84. 2014 Ira Singhal 112, again excellent marks. Gaurav Agrawal 2013 63 marks. So you can say the toppers are scoring 120 plus in GS paper 2. So it is quite a scoring paper, very beneficial. So you can score good marks in GS paper 2 and 3. Now let us discuss some of the toppers who have scored exceptionally well in GS paper 2. 2018 Kanish Kataria 117, which was quite a decent score. 100 plus 110 plus score is a good score in GS paper. He is scoring 117, which is quite a decent score. Anudeep Durishetty 2017 123. He have even crossed 120 plus. 2014 Ira Singhal 122. So again she has crossed 120 plus. So there are people who are scoring 120 plus in GS paper 2. Now let us understand the demand of examination with the help of syllabus and previous year question paper. Now why I am focusing on syllabus and previous year question paper? Because syllabus is basically a guide to you. During your entire preparation, the sole guiding force of your preparation is your syllabus. You have to keep a copy of syllabus with you always, so that syllabus helps in deciding whether you are on right track or not, whatever you are reading, whether it is relevant or not, and if it is not relevant, syllabus will help you on bringing the right track again. So keep a copy of syllabus always with you. Let us see what is there in syllabus of GS paper 2. Indian Constitution is part 1 of the syllabus. Second is polity and governance. Third is governance part, where it is asking about e-governance. Social justice part 4, and at the end international relation or IR portion. So basically we have got 4 to 5 major themes of GS paper 2. Let us see what is there in the Indian Constitution part. Basically this part deals with Indian polity, or Indian Constitution book. So you can refer M. Lakshmikant, Historical Underpinning of the Constitution, first chapter of Lakshmikant, Evolution of Constitution, Salient Feature of Constitution, Basic Structure, Amendment to the Constitution, Significant Provisions, Function and Responsibility of Union and the States, Issues, Challenges related to federal structures. Now you can see all these chapters you can find in your polity book. You can refer D.D. Basu, M. Lakshmikant, whatever you feel like. But these chapters you can find in polity books. Devolution of power and finances up to local government level. Challenges in devolution of power. Separation of power between various organs of government. Dispute redressal mechanism and institution. Comparison of India's constitution scheme with other countries. So all these chapters you can find in your polity books. Second is polity and governance. Now again these chapters are also there in your polity book. Parliament and state legislature, you will find these chapters in your book. Structure, functioning, conduct of business, power privileges, issues of power and privileges, executive and judiciary. Similarly, structure, organization, functioning, ministry and department. Pressure group, there is a chapter of pressure group in Lakshmikant book. Formal and informal association and their role in polity. This chapter can also be found in new polity book Lakshmikant. Salient feature of People's Representative Act, again the Lakshmikant material. So unit 1 and 2 or this Indian Constitution part and polity and governance you can find in M. Lakshmikant. So you can refer Lakshmikant or D.D. Basu. Now polity and governance part, there are some other topics as well. Appointment of various constitutional posts. So constitutional bodies, again there are 7 to 8 chapters. Power and function and responsibility of various constitutional bodies. So bodies like CAG, UPSC, Election Commission of India, these are constitutional body. So you have to cover all the chapters related to constitutional body. Statutory, regulatory and various quasi-judicial body. So other than constitutional body, you also have to cover non-constitutional bodies. Now separate chapters are given about non-constitutional body. In 2019 paper, there was a question on CAT, Central Administrative Tribunal. So all this body you have to cover. Government policy and intervention for the development of various sectors. Issues pertaining to design and implementation of government intervention. Development processes and development of industry. The role of NGOs, self-help group, various group, association, donors, charities, institution, other stakeholders. Important aspect of governance, transparency and accountability. Now this particular portion starting from here to here you won't find in polity books generally. For this particular section you have to refer some other sources. For example, you can refer compilation of any good institution, or this portion appears like more of a current affair nature. So till here, from starting to till this particular point, it is about Indian polity book by Lakshmikant or D.D. Basu or whatever book you are referring. But from here you have to refer this particular section from another sources. You can refer to Unacademy video as well or current affairs sources. You can find reference to this particular section in Yojana magazine as well. So there are a special edition of Yojana, which talks about NGOs, self-help group, various other groups, associations. So here and there you will find the basics of this particular section. Now governance part, e-governance, applications, what are models of e-governance, successes, limitations and potential, citizen charter, transparency and accountability and institutional and other measures, role of civil services in democracy. This particular portion again you won't find in Lakshmikant book, so you can refer an Academy video. Or if you get good compilation of any other institution, you can refer to it. You won't find this particular section in polity book. So governance, again this section is also current affair related. Now you don't have to read large and bulky book about this particular section, because most questions are based on current affair. So no need to refer an individual book for this governance section. You can get a compilation of any good institution, watch an Academy video, you will find relevant material. Let us talk about social justice, welfare scheme for vulnerable sections of the population by center and state. So basically it is talking about government scheme. Government scheme we read in current affairs series. We also read monthly magazines, so it can be covered from that particular part. The performance of welfare scheme. Now again performance of this scheme, mechanism, law, institutions and bodies constituted for the protection and betterment of vulnerable section of the population, issues related to development and management of social sector, services related to health, education, human resources, issues related to poverty and hunger. Now for this particular section you can refer economic survey. You will find a lot of overlapping portion from economic survey, where there are many various schemes, their performance, vulnerable sections are also covered there. You can also refer government scheme videos of Unacademy. And if you feel like you haven't covered sufficient, then you can refer to any other compilation. So basically it is government scheme, health, education, human resources. This whole portion is covered in economic survey, so you can refer economic survey. International relations, IR portion, India and its neighborhood, relation between India and neighboring countries, bilateral, regional and global grouping and agreement involving India or affecting India's interest, effect of policies and policies of developed and developing countries on India's interest, Indian diaspora, important international institution, agencies and fora, structure and mandate. Now this particular portion you have to cover in two parts. First is you have to know the history of India's foreign policy. So the best way out is to read a good book which is covering the historical portion of India's foreign policy. Now this book can be Rajiv Sikri, Pax Indica, you can refer. Pax Indica is written by Shashi Tharoor, or any good book you feel like that it will help you in covering the historical portion of foreign policy. You can refer that particular book. Now, after covering historical portion and understanding history of India's foreign policy, you have to entirely focus on current affair part, because the question will be asked on current affair portion, but it is important to know the history of India's foreign policy as well. Now, to cover the current affair portion, you can refer Unacademy videos which are there, or generally students who are preparing for UPSC exam, they read current affair magazine. They also read Hindu newspaper, Indian Express, or any other newspaper, so that are sufficient for foreign policy. Now I have covered indicative book list separately for each particular portion, so I will help you out from where to read. You can read a good series on Rajya Sabha TV, which is known as India's World. This particular series of RSTV, Rajya Sabha TV, is specifically covering India's foreign policy. So we will cover all indicative sources. Now you have to understand, you have to cover history as well as current affair. That is my idea of discussion. Now, most important thing, take printout of syllabus. Always carry a copy of syllabus with you. Remember the syllabus by your heart and soul. Don't ignore the syllabus. Daily watch the syllabus. Remember it. Always carry with you. Now you can paste your syllabus at your study table if you are reading in a library. Paste the syllabus at your table. But not forget to carry syllabus with you always. Syllabus actually is a guiding force. He is a guide. He is your friend. He is a philosopher. So carrying syllabus is a must thing. Always carry syllabus with you. Remember each and every term of the syllabus. Otherwise, what will happen? You will deviate from your preparation. For example, now we are reading newspaper. Now what to read from the newspaper? We generally have a tendency to read non-essential things. Non-essential news or incidents. Now once you remember the entire syllabus, you are carrying the copy of syllabus, you will never deviate from your preparation. That's why I'm saying remember the syllabus, take printout, paste it and remember each and every term of the syllabus. Now GS paper 2, portion of GS paper 2 are Indian polity, polity and governance, governance, social justice and international relations. So basically the paper is about polity, governance and welfare. And third portion we can say it is about international relations. So these three are major divisions of GS paper 2. Now syllabus is very important because it is a guiding force. Equally important is last 10 years paper. You have to evaluate last 10 years paper. I am having some paper with me. I have also evaluated papers for you. For example, GS 2019 paper evaluation is done. I have also found how much weightage was given to particular section. So we are going to see. Let us see how evaluation of previous year paper is important. You get to know demand of examination, what is actually UPSC wants from you. You also know focus area or important topics from particular section. You also get to know pattern of examination. This day pattern is they are asking you 20 questions, 10 question, first 10 questions they are asking you to write in 150 words. 10 marks are assigned to each section. Similarly, next 10 question they are asking you to write in 150 words, 250 words and 15 marks are assigned to next 10 questions. So pattern can be known by last 10 years paper. You also need to know the trend of examination, what is going on, which area is being asked more, which is focus area, whether it is current affair, static portion, interdisciplinary, whether they are asking more question from polity, current affairs. So trend need to be known by it. Previous year paper will help you in knowing the trend. You will also get to know the difficulty level of GS paper 2, and in this year they are asking a bit difficult GS paper 2. So difficulty level can be known by last 10 years paper. Other aspect can also be known by past 10 years paper. Let us see. Now you can join my Telegram channel unacademy_ashpal. So you get to know more about my classes. Use referral code AJ01 for taking Unacademy subscription. 2019 GS paper. Now I don't want you to go through the entire paper. I just want you to see the highlighted words. First question he is asking you to explain something. First question is 10 marker. Second he is asking you to explain something, 10 marker. Again he is asking what, 10 marker. Explain, 10 marker. What, 10 marks. Okay. We are not going to read all this question. Again, examine, 10 marks. Elucidate, 10 marks. Identify, suggest measures, 10 marks. You have to comment, 10 marks. You have to discuss, 10 marks. So question number 1 to 10. 10 question, 10 marks. You have to write answer in 150 words. That is basically we have understood from first 10 question. This is how you scan through last year's question paper. Now let us see more question. Question number 11 to 15. They are assigning 15 marks and he is asking you to write in 250 words. Now on what, suggest remedies. You are asked to explain. You are asked to comment on something. He is asking you to discuss something. Again he is asking you to discuss something. 15 marks. 11 to 15, 15 marks. Similarly, you are being asked to discuss, examine, discuss, elaborate and explain, and 15 marks. So question number 11 to 20, basically 250 words and 15 marks each. So let us count total words you have to write. This initially 10 question you have to write. He is asking you to write 1500 words. So 10 into 150 words, 10 question, 1500 words. Again next 10 question, 250 words. So 2500 words. So you have to write your paper in 4000 words basically. Now assuming that one page covers, assuming one page cover 100 words, so you have to write 40 pages in a whole. Now why I have highlighted something like explain, comment, discuss. These are basically, they are indicatives or directives. So in GS paper, examiner will always ask you to write question according to various directives. For example, explain something, analyze, evaluate, elucidate, comment, examine, critically examine, discuss, substantiate. These are some of the directives will ask you to write about. Now each question on a particular directive, for example, there is a question number 1. He is asking you a particular question about role of CAG. You have to discuss the role of CAG. Now role of CAG. Now he is asking you to evaluate. Similarly, role of CAG, he is asking you to analyze. Now all these three question number 1, question number 2 and 3, they all will have different answers. Now generally we have a tendency to write whatever there in our mind rather than expecting the demand of question. So that defeat the entire purpose of answer writing. You have to know the meaning of each and every directive. I will take a separate video on each and every directive with examples explaining how to cover the directive. So that will be a separate video. Now in 2019 paper we have seen 10 questions, 150 words, 10 marks. Question number 11 to 20, 250 words, again 15 marks. So basically I have analyzed GS paper 2 of mains 2019. Indian polity and constitution part, he is asked out of 250 marks, which is total marks, 150 marks, 115 marks question are asked from political polity section, which is basically your M Lakshmikant book or DD Basu book. So polity has got huge weightage. You can say that at 50% of total weightage of entire paper is given to polity section. 115 marks is around 45 to 50%. Governance section 10 marker, they have asked one question from governance section. IR is also important, 50 marks question, or at least 4 to 5 questions are asked from IR section. So it is also important, 50 by 250. So 20% weightage is given to IR section. Now welfare and justice. So basically question from vulnerable section. Government schemes. It is also given a decent weightage, 75 by 250. So it will be around 30%, you can say. Almost 30% weightage is given to welfare scheme. So in this way you can analyze previous year paper, 2019 paper. I have analyzed polity almost half of the weightage, IR 20% weightage, welfare scheme 30%, one question from governance scheme 10 marker question. That was the analysis of 2019 paper. Let us move forward. Now in similar fashion I have analyzed GS paper 2 of 2015. We are talking about GS paper 2 2015, 16, 17, 18 and 19. Let us see the trend. Polity is dominating paper of paper 2, 100 marks question, 112.5, 90, 1115 and 1115. So almost 50% or 45 to 50% weightage is always asked from polity section or constitution section. So half of your preparation basically comes from polity section. Governance, there is up and down. For example, 2015 62.5 marks, which is quite a decent weightage. 16, 50, 50. Now here the weightage start declining, 25 and 10. So there may be a possibility that in 2020 or 21 they may give better more weightage to governance section. But here the trend showing that there is a declining trend. Welfare scheme 37, 37, 45, 50 and 75. So almost 50 marks. On an average 50 marks are being asked from this welfare section. IR, you can see a constant trend. 4 to 5 question will always be there from IR section. 50, 50, 50, 50 and 50. So again 4 to 5 questions. So what you can know from this analysis, that You have to give highest priority to polity section. Welfare scheme is also on a higher priority side. IR is also you can give high priority, and then you can read governance portion. Now this analysis helps us in our input output ratio. We have a tendency of reading our favorite area or spending more time on our favorite area. For example, you like governance portion, so what you will do, you will end up reading, you will end up spending 1 month on governance section. If you are appearing for mains 2020, no need to spend 1 month on governance section. It is wise idea to spend 5 to 7 days on governance section only, because there is a declining trend. He might ask you 3-4 questions from governance section. Wiser idea will be to spend more time on welfare and social justice and IR portion. IR portion you can give 10 to 12 days. Again welfare section 10 to 12 days. Most of the time of paper 2 should be given to polity section, because he is asking you 50% question every year from polity section. So it is the benefit of previous year question paper analysis. Now we have known the priority area. Priority 1 polity, priority 2 welfare scheme or social justice. IR least priority should be given to governance section as per recent trend. So this evaluation or weightage was evaluated by me. So you can take help of it and devise your own strategy, but not to get carried away with your emotions. Now we don't keep the pattern of examination in our mind and we prepare by ourselves. So we should not do. You have to see the trend and then prepare accordingly. Now learn the art of writing answer as per directive. I will take a separate video on directive, because there are at least 10 to 15 directives. So it is not possible to take directive in this class. I need to take a separate class, because not only explaining the meaning of directive, I also have to take example to make you understand what to write in the directive. So a separate class, 1 hour class will be taken on directive. Now sources of Indian polity book. Now these are indicative sources. So these are generally referred sources by the people. Now I won't say that it is you must have to go by this list. You can have your own list, but generally people or topper who are preparing, they refer these sources. So I have taken this particular list. Polity, governance and social justice, this particular portion, how to deal with this. First, M. Lakshmikant, you have to refer. Now you can also refer D.D. Basu as per your choice, but generally people refer M. Lakshmikant. Now there is an important NCERT. You have to read this NCERT, and personally I feel like it is a must read book for Indian polity section. Read Indian class 11th class NCERT, Indian Constitution at Work. It is very good NCERT. It is beautifully written. In this NCERT, you will clear several of your core concept of polity. That's why I'm suggesting you to refer this book. Also, governance and social part, we have ARC, Administrative Reform Commission ARC2 report. Now, no need to go the entire compilation of ARC2 report. You will find a video on Unacademy on ARC2 report. So, see that video. It will have a summary of ARC report. Important points will be covered. So go through the summary of ARC2. It will help you in writing your answer in polity paper. Newspaper, we daily read newspaper. The Hindu, Indian Express or any other newspaper you are referring to. Newspaper will help you in understanding polity because you are reading theory by Lakshmikant. You will apply a theory while reading current affair of polity section. So read newspaper daily. Unacademy videos are really helpful. Also, if you find time, watch Big Picture by Rajya Sabha. It is a very good series. Why it is very good series? Because Rajya Sabha TV is a government channel. Now, second thing, the panelists, if you see, panelists are expert of their field. They don't talk nonsense. They are not like typical TV debates where people are abusing each other and blaming each other. They are actually doing an analysis. That's why it is generally suggested that you should see good series on Rajya Sabha TV. So you can refer to Big Picture. It is really good. People are taking help of Rajya Sabha Big Picture. It is helpful in politics section. One another important good source of polity book, especially new legislation, is PRS India website. Now PRS India website is what? Whenever any new law is being enacted, PRS analyze that particular law. It contains all important provisions about the act. So PRS can be referred. Monthly magazine, people they read monthly magazine, so it can be referred. So in a whole, the important sources, must read sources: class 11th NCERT, Indian Constitution at Work, second source M. Lakshmikant, polity book. We all know about M. Lakshmikant. There are other sources you can refer to: Rajya Sabha TV Big Picture and Unacademy video. Now other than this, if you have got sufficient time with you, if you have extra time, then go for PRS website. You can go for it. So you have to at least must do thing is these two books. Read polity 11th class NCERT. Your preparation will be solid on the basis of these two books. You don't have to refer any other book for polity other than these two essential books. Rajya Sabha TV and Academy video are also helpful. PRS website can be referred if you have time and energy left with you. Newspaper we daily read, so no need to say anything else about the newspaper. Hindu, Indian Express. So these are major sources. Now let's talk about IR portion, international relation, indicative sources. Where to read IR portion? Now first, I have asked you to read IR portion in two portions. First, you need to know the history of India's foreign policy. And do not ignore this particular portion, because even if you prepare current affair thoroughly, not reading history will cost you. So read India's foreign policy, history of India's foreign policy. Refer any good book covering history of India. I am suggesting you some name. You can take the help of these books or go for any other book. There is a Rajiv Sikri book. You can refer it. You can refer it a book named Pax Indica by Shashi Tharoor, or any other book which is good for covering historical perspective of India's foreign policy. Generally people refer Rajiv Sikri, so you can go for it, but you can also, now it is not a must read book, you can have your own choice, so go by that choice. But idea is not to ignore India's foreign policy historical portion. Now we have covered history of India's foreign policy. After covering India's foreign policy, you have to see this. I would say it is a very good source. See Rajya Sabha TV, India's World Series. Basically, this series is about India's foreign policy only. India's foreign policy. The panelist, expert, the issue analysis is very proper. So go for it. Unacademy video are always there for you. You just have to click. Newspaper we are reading, we are covering monthly magazine. So you have to see IR portion from these particular sources as well. So the core idea is one good book first, for covering history of India's foreign policy. Second is current affair, where you can refer Unacademy videos, RSTV, India's World, and rest of the things are already being done by you. Daily you are reading newspaper and current affair magazine are being. Now other than these two sources, other than these mentioned sources, now don't refer many sources. The biggest mistake is now you don't have to refer many sources, otherwise you will get confused, you will get trapped, and it will lead you nowhere. So don't refer multiple sources, read only one good book, revise that particular book repeatedly, and focus on your newspaper reading. It will be sufficient. Join my Telegram channel unacademy_Ashpal. Refer code AJ01 for 10% off. Now, GS paper 2 preparation. Let us more talk about how to prepare of GS paper 2. Basically, GS paper 2 is current affair based paper. First thing, if you will see previous year question paper, you will feel like this paper is entirely current affair based paper. But it appears that paper is current affair based, and because of this appearance we tend to ignore static part, which is a biggest mistake. So you need to give equal importance to static part as well, because what we have seen, 50% weightage is given to constitution and polity part. So you have to know M. Lakshmikant book by your heart and soul. So give equal importance to static part. Reading current affair is important, but ignoring static part will be counterproductive. It will be disastrous. So equal weightage should be given to static part as well. Now one more question while reading newspaper. We tend to get carried away by news. Basically, you need not to focus on news, or lesser focus should be given on news rather than give focus on issue. For example, Article 370 or Article 35A or special status of Jammu Kashmir was revoked. Now it is not an issue, it is a news. What is issue? Issue is about autonomy of Jammu Kashmir. So what you have to do to understand Article 35A 370, you have to read the special provisions pertaining to that particular state. Revocation, 35A or 370A, जो special status was given, that was revoked. That is okay, it was a news. But try to understand the issue. Issue is autonomy of Jammu Kashmir. To understand the autonomy of Jammu Kashmir, you have to read the history. So there is a chapter, if you remember, the instrument of accession was signed between Indian government, IOA instrument of accession was signed by Indian government and Jammu Kashmir Maharaja Hari Singh. Then constitution was drafted of J&K. Through this constitution, few chapters like foreign affair and finance, communication, these chapters were common chapter, and rest of the chapter were given to Jammu Kashmir constitution, where they have said that for implementation of any provision of Indian constitution to the Jammu Kashmir, the permission need to be there is a requirement of permission of state legislative assembly. So these are core area. So you have to see the autonomy issue rather than focusing on that this particular article is revoked or special status is revoked. You have to see the issue rather than, now if there is a question on article 370, so you will fetch marks about writing the issue, not about the news. You can take example of the news, but marks will be assigned to you on the basis of analysis of your issue or core knowledge. That's why I'm saying you give equal importance to its static part. Also, adopt an interdisciplinary approach. What is interdisciplinary approach? If you watch closely GS paper 1, 2 and 3, there is an overlapping syllabus. There is a particular section of syllabus which is there in GS1, 2 and 3, or whenever you will see some question, you will feel like this paper question which is coming in GS paper 2, basically it belongs to GS paper 1. So that interdisciplinary approach in reading the syllabus is also important, because you will get confused that why GS paper 3 question is asked in GS paper 1 or in GS paper 2. So read in that particular way. In this way you prepare for GS paper 2. So equal importance to current affair and static portion. Focus on issue rather than on news. Adopt interdisciplinary approach. Now, Indian polity section, which is getting 50% weightage, almost 115 marks are questions are asked from this particular section. You have to remember something, certain sections, and remembering that particular section which will be very important. First is you have to remember all important articles of Indian Constitution. Though it is a tedious task, but you don't have any escape, because in polity question, in almost out of 20 questions, 10 are polity question. In every polity question there is a scope to write an article. So best way to start your polity answer is to start with writing about the article containing to the question. So for that purpose you have to know the article. So article is important because it will help you in writing introduction. Second, there are some direct question on article. For example, there is a question on article 142. He is asking you to analyze the article 142. Now, suppose you don't remember what is article 142, you will have no clue about this, what to write in this question, what to write in the answer. So that's why you will lose 10 marks or 15 marks. So that's why it becomes very important. Articles can be used in introduction, in all polity question, and direct questions are also asked. So remember, article is very important. Remember preamble. Entire preamble you have to mug up the entire preamble, because preamble is basically summary of Indian Constitution, or you can call it soul of Indian Constitution. There are good words in preamble: socialist, secular, democratic, republic, justice, social, political, economic justice. So there are many keywords like socialist, secular, democratic, republic. It talks about justice. There are three kind of justice: social justice, political justice, economic justice. So remembering preamble is very important, because when you write the summary of polity answer, you can use the keywords of preamble in ready-made format. It becomes very important to write these conclusions. So basically I am asking you to remember some section of polity book which can be used while you are answer writing. So articles, you need to remember all important articles. Remember preamble. Remember DPSP, fundamental right and fundamental duties, again very important. DPSP, directive principle of state policy. 3 DPSP: Gandhian, three kind of DPSP: Gandhian, socialist, and liberal intellectual DPSPs. Remember all important DPSPs. Again, time and again, this DPSP you can use in your polity answers. Now, whenever you write DPSP, fundamental right, fundamental duties, it refine your answer. It brings a sense to your answer, because you are using an authoritative statement from constitution book, from polity book, so which brings a sense of completeness to your answer. That's why you remember DPSP, fundamental right, fundamental duties. Also remember schedule of constitution and parts of the constitution. It is easy to remember schedules. You can also remember important parts, not necessarily all the parts. For example, Jammu Kashmir. If there is a question on Article 370, so temporary Jammu Kashmir, Article 370 is a part of temporary and transition subject. So in which part it is mentioned, you have to remember, you have to quote that particular part while writing your answer. Remember landmark judgment of Supreme Court. Why important? Because you are not an expert. I am also not an expert. Who is expert? Supreme Court, because he is Supreme Court is interpreter of Constitution. Now when you quote Supreme Court judgment and justify your argument, you are saying something and you are justifying your argument by Supreme Court judgment. So it will have some weightage, because you have substantiate your argument with an authority which is Supreme Court of India. So you need not to talk in air, just whatever your argument you are offering, make your argument with important landmark judgment of Supreme Court. Judgment of Supreme Court, for example, Keshwanand Bharti, Minerva Mill, Vaman Rao, Menka Gandhi, Vishakha Guideline, Vishakha Judgment. This important judgment. Now I will this is our strategy video. I will have a separate video on fodder material of for this GS paper 2, where I will cover all important landmark judgment of Supreme Court. So even if you are not able to compile all those judgment, I will compile important judgment for you. So uh, attend entire series. Fodder material will be provided by me during the series itself. Also remember amendment to the constitution, all important amendments. So what you have to do, you have to remember most important articles of constitution. Second, you have to remember preamble, article Y for introduction, preamble Y for conclusion. For main part of the GS answer, you have to remember fundamental right, fundamental duty, DPSPs. For again main part of answer, especially in example or arguments, to substantiate your argument and example, you have to refer Supreme Court judgment, important commission recommendation, or constitutional amendments. So these are ready to use sources for polity book. That's why I'm asking you to remember all these things. Now let us see polity, governance and social justice part of our syllabus. Now there are some important committee and commission. You have to read or refer this committee recommendation. ARC 1, Administrative Reform Commission 1, number 1. Now you don't have to go through entire ARC 1. Search for summary of ARC. You will get a video of Unacademy on ARC 1. Watch this video, that will be sufficient. So rather than reading entire summary, rather than reading entire ARC 1, go for video. Similarly ARC 2, again you have to see summary. These two are important ARC which are ready to use material in your polity portion, where you will use especially in body part of the essay, where you are offering some argument or some suggestions, and these are ready to use suggestions. Poonchi commission recommendation, Sarkaria commission, again very important commission, National Commission of Working of the Constitution. These are some of the important committee or commission reports which can be used while writing your GS answer. Since we are working on a strategy of GS answer writing of GS paper 2, so I am covering the paper comprehensively. We have seen each and every requirement of our paper. First, we have started with the exam pattern. Then we have seen syllabus. Then we have seen previous year question paper. Further, we have seen trend of examination, where we have seen weightage. Now I have also shared list of books you need to refer. Also, other than list of books, we have seen what else you should focus upon. So thoroughly we are covering each and every tiny nuances of preparation. Though the video is long, but it will be very beneficial to you because everything you need to do is covered in this video. Now we have seen important committee and commission. Let us revise ARC 1 and 2. ARC 1 and 2 only summary. Second, Poonchi commission, Sarkaria. Third, National Commission on Working of Constitution. These 3-4 commission committee recommendations can be used in writing your answers. Now answer writing about polity, governance and social justice, particular section, how to write your answer. Whenever you write your answer, you start with article. Now not only I will tell theory of how to write an answer, we will actually write an answer during the class itself. So you are able to get more properly. You will actually see how a good answer should look like. So we will see the all important tools and technique. Then we will implement our tools and technique in the class. So whenever you write polity answer, start introduction with relevant article, and each and every polity answer you can write your articles. So start your introduction with article. Structure of answer. Now you can divide your polity answer in subheading and parts. You can also use diagram and flow chart. So basically in structure, use write your answer in parts. How to write your answer in parts? Write under subheadings. Second, use diagram and charts whenever and wherever possible. Third thing, while writing main part of the answer, quote fundamental right, fundamental duty and DPSPs wherever and whenever possible, because if you refer fundamental right, duty, DPSP in your answer, there will be more weightage to your answer. Also, this is one important aspect while writing your answer. Generally, whenever we start writing answer in introductory para, suppose he is asking you on a particular issue. Now in our introduction itself, we will take a stand and we will start talking about our stand, arguments in favor of our stand. No, it is a wrong way. What you have to do, you have to start your introduction with an article. Then if an issue have two sides, side 1 and side 2, so you have to explain each and every side. Talk about good points about side 1, negative points, good points about side 2, negative points about side 2. Then take a stand. Starting your answer with a stand, it is an incomplete answer. So don't take a stand in introduction. Present both the sides of an issue, offer arguments in favor and against of it, and at the end take a stand or give your opinion. In main part of the answer, Supreme Court judgment, committee recommendation, data facts can be used. In conclusion, albeit always write a way forward, and conclusion preamble can be used. Now, what we have seen? We have seen introduction of an answer, how to write structure, what to use in body of answer, and how to write conclusion. So each and every part has been covered. Let us see a 2019 mains examination question and how to write it. There was a question on Central Administrative Tribunal. The Central Administrative Tribunal, which was established for redressal of grievances and complaints by or against central government employees, nowadays it is exercising its power as an independent judicial authority. You have to explain it. 10 marker. So basically question is about Central Administrative Tribunal. It is asking that it was given some responsibility to redress the grievances and complaint of central government employee. Now the body, or say CAT, It is exercising independent judicial authority. You have to explain it. So as I said in introduction, you have to start your answer with article of the Constitution. So you can start your answer in this way, that Central Administrative Tribunal CAT was not mentioned in original constitution. It was inserted by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976. A new part was added, which is part 14A, which is tribunal. Now through this new part, two articles were added to Constitution part, Article 320A and 320B. 320A was Administrative Tribunal, 320B was Other Tribunal. So under this Article 320A, CAT was established by Parliament of India, Administrative Tribunal Act of 1985 under Article 320A. So basically what we have what we have written in our introduction, that 42nd Amendment 1976, the amendment inserted a new part, which is part 14A. This part is about tribunal. In this tribunal there are two articles, 323A and 323B. 323A is about administrative tribunal, 323B is about other tribunal. So under 323A, Parliament established Central Administrative Tribunal. This is how you start your answer with. Here you have quoted two articles, 323A, 323B. Now starting in this fashion where you are mentioning relevant parts, amendment to the Constitution and articles, it brings a sense, it indicates, it give a hint to the examiner that this particular guy who is writing answer knows relevant article or amendment of the Constitution. So he has knowledge of polity, because this is polity paper. Now you cannot talk without writing article, amendment or parts of the Constitution. So you have to use language of polity. And what is language of polity? Article, parts, schedule, amendment. Fundamental right, fundamental duties, DPSPs. It is the language of polity. A polity answer should be written only in the language of polity. You cannot talk in a general way. Now writing it this fashion will fetch you good marks. So you have written an amendment to the Constitution, a part of the Constitution, relevant articles. So this introduction is looking nice because it is in polity language. Now introduction is covered. Now what the question is saying, that CAT was established for a particular purpose, but nowadays it is exercising its power as an independent judicial authority. So it has become a judicial authority. So let us see the origin, why the body was constituted, what was the original jurisdiction of the body. So original jurisdiction was for the central government employee. Which class of employee? All India services, central civil services, civil post under center and civilian post under defense services. Even if you don't remember all this posts and services, you just have to write that Central Administrative Tribunal was established for listening to the grievances and complaint of central government employee or against the central government employee, which is already given in the question. So basically it redress complaints and grievances. If you remember that All India services, central civil services and civil post it would be more nice, but if you do not remember, it is okay. So basically original jurisdiction of CAG was CAT was this one. Now second part of the answer, so basically you have addressed first part of answer that why the body was constituted. Second, how it has become a judicial authority, which is second part of the answer. So basically first, Central Administrative Tribunal is not bound by procedure laid in Civil Procedure Code of 1908. It need not to bound itself by the procedure laid in Civil Procedure Code, but it works on the basis of principle of natural justice, and it works on the principle of natural justice, and this authority gives it flexibility in its function, and because of this flexibility it is becoming an independent judicial authority. So because it is working as a on the principle of natural justice, there is flexibility in its working. Due to this flexibility, now it has become an independent judicial authority. There was also a Supreme Court judgment. Even if you don't remember the case name, forget about case name, but there was a Supreme Court judgment which said that appeal against the order of CAT need to be first made to High Court. A person who wants to make appeal against the order of CAT cannot directly go to Supreme Court. It was a judgment of Supreme Court of India. So again, it helped in independent judicial authority of body. Few more points. A Delhi High Court judgment provides same power and jurisdiction of CAT to a High Court in contempt proceeding. So in contempt of court case, a Delhi High Court judgment provided same power and jurisdiction to CAT as a High Court. So again, it is acting as an independent judicial authority because of this. And politically motivated transfer cases, CAT is making its intervention. So again, it is acting as an independent judicial authority. In conclusion, you have to balance. You have to say that the origin of body of CAT was for the purpose of redressal of grievances and complaint of central government employee. So it should stick to its core purpose, and in this way you can end your conclusion with. So based how we have started our answer, we have mentioned the relevant article, part and amendment. So it has given certain authority to our introduction in the language of polity. As a main part of the answer, we have written in two parts. What was original jurisdiction? So this part was first introduced by us. In second part, we are talking how it is acting as an independent judicial authority. So original jurisdiction, central government employee, grievances and complaint. Independent judicial authority because it works on principle of natural justice. This idea gives its a flexibility. Because of this flexibility, it is becoming a more independent judicial authority. Appeal against CAT cannot be made against directly to Supreme Court but to High Court. Also, a Delhi High Court judgment give its power that in contempt proceeding it can act as a High Court. So basically all this the jurisdiction of CAT and some Supreme Court and High Court judgment are supporting it as an independent judicial authority, but ultimately we have to balance that original jurisdiction should be for central government employee, and this way you can end your answer. It will become a good answer and you will end up fetching good marks. Now preparation and answer writing of international relation answers, international relation portion. As I told you, it is very important to read the historical background of India's foreign policy. So you have to refer a book on history of India's foreign policy. In that particular book, you have to focus on major treaties and agreement with India. For example, we are reading about India and Nepal relation. So there is a treaty of friendship between India and Nepal. So important treaties and agreement of India with other countries, you have to list all important treaties and agreement and prepare short notes on those part, because whenever a question comes on India and Nepal, you can quote that particular treaty and agreement. So you can have a short diary where you are writing about relation of India with India USA, page 1 to 3, page 1 to 3, page number 4 to 6, you are talking about relation of India with European nations, and all relevant important facts about India and USA relation you can write in these 3 pages. Similarly, India and Europe relations can be write in these 4 to 6 pages. Page number 7 to 9, you can talk about India and China relation, and prepare your diary in similar fashion. Whenever you are preparing for IR, cover holistically, means if you are reading about relation of India and Nepal, so prepare in covering all the dimensions. See economic relations, social relation, cultural relation, security relation, technological tie-up between India and Nepal, whether there are Indian diaspora or Indian people living in Nepal, do student of India read in Nepal. So India USA relation in similar fashion, economic relation, social cultural relation, security technological relation, Indian Indian diaspora or Indian people working in USA, Indian students reading in USA. So prepare holistic manner and use a map in every IR answer. Be it, for example, you are talking about India and USA relation. So draw a small map. Now this is a small world map. You are talking about relation of India. India is here. USA is here. So these small schematic maps which can be drawn in 5 seconds, they can be used in all IR answer. Even if you are talking about India and Nepal relation, you can draw a map of India. For example, you can draw a map like this and show that it is India, it is Nepal, it is our neighboring countries. So in this way your representation would look better. So try to draw map in every IR answer. Cover historical background, major treaties and agreement. Cover IR portion holistically, covering all economic, social, political, cultural, technological, Indian diaspora, student, all aspect. Then you will end up having a comprehensive preparation of IR. Whenever you write answer, use map in every IR answer. In this fashion, you will end up writing good IR answer. Final words is no strategy is foolproof. Take hint from a particular strategy and devise your own method. So there are some good hint in my strategy. You can take those hints, but no need to follow my strategy blindly. You can have your own strategy, but you can take inspiration from a particular strategy. Maybe strategy of UPSC rank 1 might not work for you, but it will have something to offer. So take that inspiration, take important hints and apply in your own strategy. I hope this video was useful to you. Join me on Unacademy. Join me on Telegram. My Telegram link is given on academy_Ashpal. Use referral code AJ01. You will get 10% off. I hope this class was useful to you. Thank you very much for being with me. We will meet tomorrow morning 8 to 9. Also from tomorrow onwards, we are having an advanced course on essay writing. In evening 9 to 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. daily. So you can join that course also. Thank you very much. I hope class was useful to you.